Hey guys, welcome to Wrestling Days and welcome to today's unseen video. We got so much to go through, but we're going to start with this top story. Everyone's talking about this. Apparently it was shown after the fight. This logo popped up, right? I didn't see it during the event, but it's being shared absolutely everywhere. So I did not see this myself, but everyone is sharing this right now, this screenshot of this awful Raw logo. It is horrendous. Like, this is awful. Awful. So, yeah, I really do not like this thing, right? Premiering on Netflix, January 6th, 2025. So, I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of it. Are they trying to sort of capture the fact that the Netflix has that kind of arch at the bottom and then it's straight at the top? I don't know what they're doing. Someone's lost their mind, in my opinion. But, yeah, there we go. That is doing the rounds right now. This being shown during the Tyson-Paul fight, which, if you think this was bad, you should have seen that fight. Oh, my God. We'll get to it, right? Then we got this as well. CM Chunk. So, sources within WWE and Netflix have stated that Becky Lynch is expected to be back in the mix with the company by the time Raw premieres on Netflix, right? So it looks like they've reached some sort of agreement for Becky to return. It makes sense because I can totally believe that Becky would be interested in competing at WrestleMania 41. If you want to be at WrestleMania 41, you probably need to be a part of the build of WrestleMania 41. And one of the absolute biggest dates that we have as we head towards WrestleMania 41 is this Netflix launch. This is huge. This is huge because this isn't just the new home of Raw, but it's also the new home of WWE internationally. Like, for us here in the UK, this is where we'll watch SmackDown, Raw, NXT, the back catalogue. It's all going to Netflix. So this Netflix launch is huge. Like, this first show, I would not be shocked if we get Punk, if we get Taker. Honestly, Undertaker won't wrestle, but I think he could definitely have a presence on the show. They're going to stack it. There'll be title matches. It will basically be a PLE. I have no doubt that it will feel like a PLE. And a big PLE as well. So, yeah, Becky potentially coming back on that show makes total sense. So, a big update there in regards to Becky and the new Raw logo. So, Bayley tweeting an image of her with Mike Tyson. And honestly, after what I've just seen, I would quite fancy Bayley's chances in this fight. Then this was Jake's entrance as he was making his way down to the ring. And people were making fun. It reminded them of this. Look, Jake Paul thinks he's Eddie Guerrero. And he did come down in this lowrider that had like hydraulics and everything. So there we go. And then we got Xavier tweeting a picture of him with Mike Tyson as well. There was a few superstars that tweeted images when they met Mike. Here, Mauro Ranallo just promoted that Raw is coming to Netflix in 2025. He was nice, actually. Mauro was like, I'm so excited to see this is happening. It's going to be great for some of my old colleagues to be here on Netflix. So he was being really lovely about WWE. Did Mike Tyson just get his bare ass out? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. This was undeniably the highlight of the fight. The fight itself is flipping awful. It's the worst fight I might have ever seen when it comes to boxing. But there was this moment where they were interviewing Tyson. Tyson turned and walked away, and they just turned the camera to watch Mike walk off. And for some reason, I don't think the cameraman realized that Mike was not wearing any shorts. So he walks off, and that's what we're greeted with. At WrestleBuzz. There we go. Look, same vibe, same energy. So, and this was a massive talking point. This was just such an L for Netflix tonight. Such an L, right? Not only was the fight a disgrace, not only did they show Mike Tyson's bare ass on TV, but we got this as well. This buffering, which just really derailed a lot of people's excitement, enthusiasm for the show. Because they just kept getting buffering, and I had it here as well. I don't think we need to worry about it when it comes to Raw, because Raw's not going to be anywhere near as popular as what Jake Paul, Mike Tyson was. But, yeah, frustrating. You know, Jake even said in the ring after, 100 and some million tried to watch this fight. I understand we crashed Netflix servers. So, yeah, we did get that issue. Here's Kenny for your thoughts. These are the Netflix technicians right now trying to figure out how to fix the situation. So many memes. So many memes. So, there we go. This is the bracket. Obviously, Bayley progressed in her match, but we got Bianca against Chelsea against Blair. I did actually do a breakdown of this during our live stream, so I'm not going to do it here. But I said I thought Chelsea would get through that. I think Bianca is in a tag team with Jade. I think her priorities are elsewhere. I don't think she is going to go on to become the first women's United States champion. So I don't think that it will be Bianca. Everyone wants this to be Chelsea. Chelsea, I think, is the people's choice. So I think she goes through. Elektra Lopez is basically like B Fab. We don't really see her in the ring that much. Tiffany stands a chance, but she's got money in the bank. So I think it'll be Naomi. So Naomi will go through. And then because it's Naomi, I don't know if we do Naomi Michin or if we do Naomi Piper. I've gone Piper because it makes sense to have a heel. So Naomi against Piper is what I've gone for, because then it would be face against heel, right? But it could be Michin. Michin definitely deserves to go through to the next round. I don't think it'll be Jade. Same reason as Bianca. Women's tag team champ. This isn't, like, I think, a belt that is needed for her. She's already got the tag title. Few people might think that Jade could really, you know, start her kind of career off, solo career off on the right foot by winning this. But I wouldn't go that way personally. So I've got Naomi going through. I'm going to go Piper because she's a heel, but it could be Michin. So Bayley against Chelsea. Honestly, I think that's really hard to call. And Piper against Naomi, I think that's easier to call. I've got Naomi reaching the final. Out of Bayley and Chelsea, I think it's 50-50. It could be Chelsea that gets through. It could be Bayley that gets through. To be honest with you, I'm going with Naomi winning this. So it doesn't really matter if it's Bayley or Chelsea. I think that Naomi deserves her flowers, and I'm not going to break it all down because I went through it during our live stream. I just think Naomi has been in WWE since 2009. She's done a lot of matches, a lot of shows. She's not had that many championship reigns. And I think Chelsea definitely deserves this, but she doesn't need to be first. That the first person is going to have their name kind of chiseled into the history books. You know, there can only ever be one first. And so I would love for someone that has really put the miles in, really deserves their flowers to get it first. So for me, that would be Naomi. So yeah, I've got Naomi winning this. It might not go that way, of course. Many people want it to be Chelsea, but brilliant bracket and lots of different ways that can play out. We got the return of Shinsuke, right? And he looks so good as well. He looks so good. Shinsuke with like red coming down. I mean, he looks a bit like a fallen demon, like a lost demon of some kind. Like, he looks like the girl out the ring as well, with his hair kind of all covering his face. I mean, honestly, when we saw him at first, he was just stood in the ring. I was like, who's that? Like, they look so spooky. They look so good. Like, I would love to see Uncle Howdy get into a feud with him. That would be so good. So, yeah, this Shinsuke is back, and he looks different as well. This is going to be a great feud for LA Knight. The only problem is I can't see Shinsuke winning it. And so it's just going to be another example of Shinsuke not being supported with actually getting some wins that he very much needs. You know, so it'll be really interesting feud. I'm really here for this. But, God, when are we going to, like, really get going with Shinsuke? Get him on TV on a regular basis. Give him wins. Give him momentum. So, yeah, but exciting anyway. It's worth pointing out, actually, that there was this reaction from Karrion Kross when he saw Shinsuke return. So WWE put out a post of Shinsuke's return, and there's Karrion loving what he's seeing, right? So we had that. Then here, look, Blair said, B Fab looks like she's been crying during that backstage segment. Red nose, heavy breathing, big sniffle at the end. I hope she knows that we're proud of her. We've been waiting to see her in ring, and she didn't disappoint, despite the nerves she ate. To be honest, I don't know that she was crying. She might have been. Her nose might be because she got hit during the match. So, I don't know. I mean, I haven't gone back and rewatched it. So I'm going to trust in what Blair is saying, that she was a bit emotional. Hopefully they're good tears. you know, because she is someone that really doesn't get that much opportunity. And we know that this is obviously predetermined. So she knows that she wasn't going to be winning. But so I would imagine these are tears of just being so grateful and so happy to actually go out there and to wrestle if she was emotional. And she did get called B-flop by Chelsea. I think, didn't she call her trash can Chelsea in response? It's a fun little backstage segment. Shinsuke. Side note, Corey called Shinsuke the Wayward Samurai on commentary, which is really interesting. So, Wrestle Night, thank you. Obviously, at the end, well, not quite the end, we got this segment, right? So, this was Roman's reaction to the Tsunami. I was full of praise for this during our watch along, because he was like wide-eyed when Bronson Reed hit that Tsunami, and he really sold it with his facial expressions. He made it like just like he did with Jacob a few weeks ago. He really sold Jacob's move a few weeks ago. He sold Bronson's here. So excellent work by Roman. But it is true, big Bronson Reed looks like he is the fifth man on that Timu Bloodline team. Now, we can talk about it because we sort of had this spoiled, or I had this spoiled the other day. So this wasn't a great surprise to me. I'm not a big fan because I wanted this to just be family, right? This is Bloodline. This is about who's the tribal chief. This is family against family. And so for me, I just don't see how Big Bronson Reed fits into this. And of course, now Roman's going to have to go and get someone. You know, I'm not going to say anything. We know where it's going. But for me, this should be family. That's what I would keep this as. So for me, this doesn't really fit. But it's happened. And of all the options on the table, this isn't the worst. Like, Big Bronson Reed is so cool. I really like him. And he looks like a badass. And he is going to be great in the War Games match. So, and, you know, they've really used him well this year with his feud with Braun and his feuds with Seth. So they've made him look like, you know, he's been doing some crazy stuff. So could you imagine him in the War Games match? So with the options on the table, I would have kept it 4-on-4. But if we have to go 5-on-5, you know, okay. Make the call, Oos. And the call was made, wasn't it? The call was made, and we'll get to that. WrestleVote said, I'm told that Bronson Reed Bloodline segment on SmackDown got a strong reaction backstage. A source in Milwaukee says, fits like a glove. I really feel like that's there to troll us. I really feel like that is there to troll us. Because it doesn't fit like a glove when it's family against family and you just shove Bronson Reed in. But as we said, you know, if you've got to have someone that's not family, then I think it was about as good as you could get. Right, DIY drama here. So obviously we had Motor City Machine Guns against Street Profits. Really frustrating because I personally was hoping Street Profits would get the tag titles. But Tommaso comes in, interferes, and Johnny is then trying to calm him down, and Tommaso is livid. And I really do understand where Tommaso's coming from here. Like, Tommaso wants tag titles and he wants success. And, you know, he doesn't want, like, Johnny being like, oh, I love Motor City Machine Guns. It's like, no, they've got our belts. Those are the belts that we should have. It's not about, like, cuddling each other and being friends. Like, those are our titles that we should be desperately trying to find a way of getting back. And instead, Johnny's trying to play Kumbaya. So I do understand Ciampa's frustration here. But, yeah, seems like there's some real tension. But there's tension here. There's tension in the New Day. There's tension in between Jade Bianca, which kind of has shown itself in recent weeks. There's tension in the Street Profits. It's flipping tension in the Judgment Day. It's flipping tension everywhere. Next week, we are going to get this face-to-face Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. Should be really good. And, of course, call the Wiseman. And he couldn't get through at the end. That is how SmackDown ended. Some of you might have missed it, because if you quickly jumped over to Netflix, you might not have seen this final bit. But he basically, look, smile on his face, is like, called the wise man. And then all of a sudden, the phone just won't connect. And, like, Roman's like, what's going on? Like, when does the wise man not answer to Roman Reigns? And so that's got loads of thoughts and theories kicking around. This is one of them, right? And I'm not crazy about this one. I've seen a lot of people talking about this one. I personally don't like this one, but this might be what's happening. So here, look, wrestling fans since day one said, I don't know if you remember, Solo destroyed Paul's phone. So it's not him ignoring the tribal chief. He's just got a new phone number. And it was when Solo attacked Jimmy on SmackDown. It's long-term storytelling. I just don't really like it, to be honest, because I think you're teasing something better than that. And so for me, this is not a good example of long-term storytelling, because I kind of feel like it seems like Heyman's ignoring Roman. And if he's ignoring Roman, it might be because he's got a new client. If he's got a new client, that's very exciting, because who's that going to be? And that is where my mind went. Something really interesting, something that really changes the game, something that Paul Heyman said, when I come back, it'll start 12 months of new stories. So Heyman has already planted a seed that when he does come back, it's going to be really significant. So now Roman's trying to get a hold of Paul, and he can't get him, and Paul's not answering. Like, that is where my mind goes. So if it just turns out that it's because he's got a new phone. Do you see my point? If it just turns out that Paul Heyman's just got a new phone and that's it. Like, on the next episode, Jay's going to be like, oh, no, that's not his phone number anymore. It's this one. It's 072 45 6791. Call that. There you go. Paul, how you doing? Oh, I thought you was ignoring me. Do you see my point? Like, it's not as exciting. We're kind of setting up something big. And then if that's what this is, if that's what this turns out to be, I'll be like, oh, I was kind of hoping for something more than that. But I've got to mention this because this is doing the rounds. I've been tagged in this theory quite a bit that it could be that it's just his phone's broken. Okay, so here, look, we've got Jim Taylor saying a little bit late to the party, but Nikki Cross's recent post is also the title of a chapter in Alan Moore and Dave Gibbons' Watchmen graphic novel. The chapter revolves around a therapist learning about how a man became a mask-wearing vigilante. So there we go. The Abyss gazes also. So I'm not sure that it's going to really necessarily connect to what's in that chapter, but it's an interesting reference, and there could be some connection there. So I really like that. So Jim, shout out to you. Wrestle Night, here, look, The Miz said real monsters don't wear masks. Miz, again, flexing, showing off as he puts a video package together of what he did to the Wyatt Six. This is amazing. This goes for 3 minutes 49, and so we can't play it because it's a bit too long, to be honest. But it's amazing. Wyatt Six, Mr. Joe Gacy, not Wyatt Six. If you don't ask him, I won't blame you. See you around TikTok. So this is Karrion basically saying, Joe Gacy, was you passively aggressively trying to annoy me because you said TikTok? Do you know what that means? And that is obviously Karrion's kind of catchphrase. And so he's saying, like, you know, it's an easy thing to say, but do you know what it means? Like, you know, are you trying to give me some advice? Let me give you some advice. And he says about how, Joe Gacy, I know you. You was the leader of Schism. You're not going to be content being in the backgrounds. In fact, I think you should lead this group. You know, when are you going to wake up and see that Howdy Doody is using you? You know, when Rowan was down, do you know what Howdy Doody was doing? He was standing over him, laughing. And I think what he refers to is Howdy kind of going to the ropes and laughing in the direction of Final Testament. He wasn't looking at Rowan laughing. He was laughing, but he was laughing at the Final Testament after the Wyatt Six had just been played. And he says, I think you would make a better leader. So Karrion trying to cause dissension between Gacy and Uncle Howdy. As well as that, he says, you know, the problem you've got, though, is we both know the breakout star is going to be Dexter Lumis, and that's going to be your problem. And so then he tries to get a bit of dissension caused between Joe Gacy and Dexter Lumis, right? So Karrion really picking at a few threads here. It's really good stuff. Really good stuff. And then he says, also, why, I don't know how tight the leash is, Joe, but, you know, if you are able to speak up, why don't you ask Howdy Doody why Wyatt Six is spelled S-I-C-K-S and not Wyatt Six, S-I-X. There's only 5 of you. So who would have been the 6th? And he's like, it's better the devils you know than the devils you don't. And it's just an amazing promo. I've retweeted it if you've not had a chance to watch it. As I said, it goes for 3 minutes 49. But it's just a prime example of Karrion just doing more incredible work. And asking the question of who is the 6th is very interesting. But it's not spelt that way, is it? It's not spelt that way. It's spelled S-I-C-K-S. And it might be because we don't want fans or people to be too distracted by the number. It's not about the number. It's not about how many members there are. Maybe that's why the spelling is that way. So just a thought, just a theory. The other thing that was pointed out as well, Bob just pointing out that this Uncle Howdy shirt was the shirt that Karrion was wearing in the video. So amazing. And lots of praise in the comments for that little interview promo. Coach Co, shout out to you. Aaron Rourke was just presented with a WWE contract at Wrestling Open, so he has got a contract. He like properly throws himself around like he's just won American Idol. Like he is just so dramatic and thrilled. It could be genuine, to be honest, but it seems quite OTT to me. But I don't know, it's massive and it gets signed to a WWE ID contract. It is huge. Here as well, so Trill Williams has apparently signed with WWE, former Miami Dolphins cornerback Trill Williams. And we got this class as well. So Zarya, I believe, here. And these are the other people. We do have, actually, if we go full screen, we have a list of who they are. So there we go, Lance Anoa'i, the son of Samu, the grandson of Afa. Trill Williams, a former NFL player for the Miami Dolphins. Elijah Holyfield, the son of boxing legend Evander Holyfield. Zarya, who debuted last month. Camden comes from football. Kyle comes from football. Chase Klein comes from football. Tatiana is an Australian stunt performer and basketball player. Haley, volleyball. Serena is a gymnast. Corinne is track and fields. Bayley Humphrey is acrobatics and tumbling. Darcy is track and field as well. So these are the names. Obviously, the most notable ones up here. These are like next in line that we've never been introduced to. It probably would take a little while for us to get introduced to them. But there we go. That is the next class for the Performance Center. Right, let's take that down. Boom, boom. And then this came through 3 hours ago. Muscleman Malcolm said Ricky Smokes was just ID'd at Chaotic Wrestling. Community? Have we got anything in community? Look at this. Uncle Revel said it's fight night. Here's a little throwback to when my friends and I met Mike Tyson. He was so excited that someone had asked him to do the DX chop. So love that. Very good. And Tony said, look at this. Encounters like this, quick comments, retweets, it means everything to some of us. Thank you. So there's Scarlett leaving a like on one of Tony's posts. So congratulations. Very good. So that's community. Let's go. Did we do WWE? Might have missed this. So here there is talk about an ECW themed night for NXT being an annual event. So that's interesting. Here as well, so Wrestle Night, thank you. Uncle Howdy. Scott D'Amore was visiting the WWE Performance Center last week. Fight for Selectors learned. We'll have more details coming up for subscribers. And there we go. CM Chunk, thank you. We covered that in our top story. And apparently Cody against Kevin is planned for Saturday night's main event. That coming from Wrestling Observer newsletter. So K173, thank you. Okay, I haven't actually seen this. This is from Meechin. This is the Suspect Challenge.
Suspect on her way to the bathroom because she can't go during the show. Suspect is running because he can't drive. Suspect is not running because he'll blow his knees out. Suspect on her way to snatch her wig off. Suspect heading to the back so she can smoke a fat one. Suspect is running because his license is suspended. Suspect is on her way to become the next women's Champion!
Oh, hello. Oof. Oh, dear.
Well, damn.
Oh, well, damn. Hey, I feel like she did a few of them people dirty there, didn't she? Feel like she did a few dirty. Right, Robbie, shout out to you. So here's Pete Dunne. So this was a DM, look, from R-Truth. What's up, Pete? It's R-Truth. Just letting you know, there's a guy named Butch that's impersonating you. So there we go. Pete Dunne, very confused. As well as that, we call him Salad, because he be dressing. Look at this. Yes! You're not quite sure who it's going to end up being, but such an amazing reveal when you get it. It's Michael Cole. I said that to me, I feel like I'm looking at one of Bayley's dreams. I feel like if we could just glimpse into what Bayley dreams of at night, I think it's this, you know. I really think it's this. So there we go. Look at that. Jordynne Grace said, I'm married to one of the best technical wrestlers in the world. We are very different wrestlers. I just thought this was a great clip. So here, look at this. Is this Kylie Ray? I think it looks like it is. Works on the arm. Look, really great technical work. And then, boom, Jordynne goes over. Love the facials. And then she breaks. You know? So she does all this intricate stuff. Bang, bang, bang. Flip over. Work in the arm. Excellent. Jordynne just goes right over to the ropes. And you got to break it. But I love the facials here. Look. And even like Jordynne going, this is just such great wrestling. I mean, not only have you got this great work here by Kylie Ray, but just look at that. I love the facial expressions. I love that I'm thinking, and she breaks. Oh, I just thought it was a brilliant little exchange, that. So, Johnny, thank you. Have we got other? We should have some other. Billy, shout out to you. So, Conan has been hospitalized with some serious health issues. So, obviously, thoughts with Conan at the moment. Tribal Warrior tagged me in this. I love you, Solo. Said, do you love Solo to Mercedes? She responded, I do. And that is her official account. As well as that, look, we've got Seth freaking Rollins taking on Big Bronson Reed in a steel cage match. That's on December 26th at the Garden. So we know we won't be able to watch it, but we know one of the matches that's going to go down on the Holiday Tour. So that's coming from MSG. So WrestleBuzz, thank you. And here, Wrestle Night, thank you. Alexa Bliss just liked Triple H's Royal Rumble post. That's interesting, isn't it? So there we go. That is everything in today's Unseen. So Shakeem, thank you. Wrestling fan since day one, thank you. Sweet Chin Wrestling, thank you. CM Chunk, appreciate it. OTC, thank you. Del Boy, appreciate it. Word of Wrestling, appreciate it. Jang Tae Sang, thank you. Colton, appreciate it, my friends. OTC again for the retweet, thank you. Raymond as well, thank you. Mitchell, appreciate it. And Casper as well. Thank you so much for the support. Really do appreciate it. And I'll see you later for UFC. Bye for now.